weather forecasting, and we had predictive maintenance in engineering. So what the current level of machine learning comes to do is to improve those processes. So how was weather forecasting possible, where they say it's going to rain in Lagos today, it's going to be cloudy in Enugu, it's going to rain heavily in Abuja, and so on. And it happens about with 80% accuracy. So they use previous data to predict a possible future occurrence. So that is predictive AI. And currently we have generative AI, ChatGPT. So the GPT in ChatGPT today is generative pre-trained transformer. So it generates results as we have it. And the next phase, which we are already entering, which I'll talk about at the end of my presentation, is the agentic AI. We have AI agents, agentic AI, where AI can become your team member, right? You could see that most of the multinationals are laying off in tens of thousands because AI is taking over people's job. Mr. Johnson had said, it's not AI that will take away jobs, but the people that know how to use AI. That is just the case. And in 1 minute, I have a story to that. We talk with storytelling. I graduated, I'm a young person, graduated from Akwa Ibom State University in 2023. And as of last year, I was still in my university community. And a lady came from the MasterCard Foundation. She wanted to host an event for ladies in the community. And she has a handwritten name with her. And she's like, hey, I learned you're a tech guy. Can you come and type these names for me? About 300 names. Can you deliver it tomorrow? How much does it cost you? So, oh, 15,000 naira. So type names, phone number, emails, and address. Wow, that was overwhelming. So I took it home and I used my phone and I snapped all of them and I put it into ChatGPT and said, can you convert these handwritten names to typed? And it does, till the end. So what happened there? And I got the 15,000 naira. Whereas there is another guy in the university community who has a printing shop, who is a typist, who buys the computer, buys fuel, rents his shop, who's supposed to get that work and got his money. But because there's a guy that knows how to use AI here, the guy did what? Took away the job. So it was not AI in itself that took away job, but what? Someone that knows how to use AI. That is how it is in every sphere, in every category. That is how it is in sales. So back to business. We are asked to talk about AI in sales. First, I want to start with prompting, right? The normal ChatGPT that we do use. Prompt engineering is the ability for you and I to make the best out of an AI tool like ChatGPT. So with ChatGPT alone, you can get best results for your sales profession or sales services. Number one, you could generate sales content or content pressure. If you check my LinkedIn profile, I do a lot of AI training. I use AI a lot, like Mr. Johnson said, and I use AI for multi-modality. So we have the text, we have the visuals, which are images and video, and now my team and I, we are exploring how to use AI for software development. That is outside the scope of this class. So for sales, you need AI for the text content, that is the written content, and visual content. And you and I already know, I always like to be very practical. So if I may, I want to share my screen and then I just take you into ChatGPT. And then when you come to ChatGPT, you get to the Explore. Look at it here. You can see my screen very well. Explore GPTs. So under Explore GPTs, you're going to see different kinds of GPTs. These are called custom GPT. Anybody can build it. I have my own, right? These are mine, US Solar Visualizer, Chemical Companion. I built it for some company I work with, rather, who is affiliated with the US Department of Energy. So we use it for solar energy tech. Now, when you come to Explore platform on the ChatGPT, you have what we call custom GPTs. Now, this one are by ChatGPT. You have other ones that are by other people. So the one that I may approve is by ChatGPT, right? And you want to do what? You want to design a sales content. So you click on the E. Let's start. So what do you want to design, for example? So you can say, design me what should we design? A sales flyer for my restaurant. I'm going to be very fast and not very detailed because of time. Business name, OBF Foods. I am a Black Nigerian kitchen, whatever. So you can go on and on. It says, it was supposed to design me. Let's see what it says. Okay, it's giving me ideas. You have questions? So I will say, please design the flyer because this is the E, right? Please design the flyer. It's not still getting me, so I will say, design in actual image. I think it's stubborn at this point. Let me look at what it is doing. I'll create. Okay. Now, if you follow what is going on, so this is called interacting with the AI tool. So it's asking me for details, restaurant address, contact number, social media, website, and so on. Can you see that? Because we don't have time, I would have provided all this. So I would just say, maybe just generate a dummy with dummy contents. So if I provide it with all these requirements, it's going to do what? Generate me my flyer with detail, address, and everything that it wants. I'm still looking at the time I was given. I don't want to go against that. You see. Now, this is very basic. You can go very detailed. You can be very detailed. And then, so I was just using this to show what is possible. So apart from Dell, which is meant for design, we have other AI tools for sales. Now, that was the first point, which was prompting. So how do you prompt an AI? Now, let me stop sharing and talk about how you can bring in sales data into an AI tool. I'm going to talk about this in two categories in case you are very careful with maybe your proprietary data or privacy concerns. If you have a client or a potential client you want to sell to, you can take that person's profile or your previous conversation and put into the ChatGPT and then ask for the next step Don't forget the first point I was talking about is how you can generate content, both written content and visual content like we just did. Most of us have been doing that, so I don't want to go to long details. Number two, you can take your conversations on your potential client profile, and then you put it into the chat GPT and you begin to generate that. I have a client in the US who works with TDJX real estate, and then they are pursuing, he's into sales. And then my team and I are building website for him, for the company, and they are pursuing a lot of clients. So what he does is that he puts in the potential client's contact into the chat GPT, for instance, and the chat GPT is going to recommend approaches that you can use with this person based on one, their profile. If this person is into health, if this person is into real estate, if this person is into agriculture, and your previous conversation. So ChatGPT will be able to give you the next steps to follow to get this customer. I say I'm going to say it in two ways. In case you don't want to do that for privacy concerns, because sometimes these AI tools use your data to train itself, and you don't want to put in people's details. You can install DeepSeek and run it locally on your machine. It needs some software engineering experience, but it's not that difficult. You can simply watch a YouTube video on how to do that. So you can install DeepSeek, which is open source, it's free. Get their source code and run it locally. By running it locally, it's not on the net. So whatever you are doing there is off the internet. So the AI does not have access to your data. This is what most company does. I have a, should I call a trainee, who is a big guy with ExxonMobil, and then they do not use online AI tools. What they do is that they, for privacy concerns and for proprietary sake of proprietary data, they install these large language models. What I mean, large language models, ChatGPT, Llama by Meta, and DeepSeek. Those are examples of large language models. They install it in their computers, in their devices, and they use it to perform the same functions you would have performed using when it is online. So what does that do? It keeps you safe from sharing your proprietary data, and it removes a lot of privacy implications. So those are two ways you can do it. And finally, creating AI tools for your sales purposes. I always like to recommend Telegram. Facebook is also doing that. If you have a group chat, you have a lot of information, okay, you can create a bot, B-O-T, that can interact with your customer. You can also implement that on your website, right? My team and I does that. You have an already existing website, or you want to build a new website. So now if you log into most of the website, you say, hello, Mr. Johnson, welcome to A, B, and C. This is what we do. So what does that do? It saves you the time, right? So this AI bot has been trained using your company's data. This is what you do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 services is what we render. So when you use your services to train that AI bot, it's going to respond to the client, to the visitor of your website or your Telegram group based on its pre-trained data. So these are how AI can help in sales. I believe my time is up. It's exactly 15 minutes, and I'm excited to share that brief information with you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Johnson, for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was so much. I like the way you made it very punchy, you know. So so guys, if you have questions, please just hold your fire. Just hold it. Let's have about 20 minutes with Mr. Isaac, so that when Obon comes back, you can look at those things that you have not been able to touch. If there is no question, right? If there are questions, you can just attend to the questions. But if there are no questions, you can just, look at the things that you thought you did not mention, while going through your. But that was a very good one. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for what you've shared. Very, 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 very. I would like punchy, to say the least. Thank you so much. So, Mr. Ochulor, we have you, please.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Very well.
Okay. I want to say I'm so privileged to be here today, to have this conversation. And it's been a time that, I mean, it's more like I can say that it's overdue to really have these conversations, because what we have seen today that is going on is more like the exponential level of technology all over the world. Is more like Africa is more like on the edge, and it seems like we are not really kind of being carried along. But anyway, thank you, Mr. Gwenga. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Obon. I so much appreciate. And it's more like we have the same mindset about what we are presenting today. So I will try to share my slides. And before that, I'm a QHSE engineer, that is quality, health, safety, and environment. So I've been in the QHSE field in the oil and gas industry, exploration and drilling for over a decade now. And I plunged into AI, starting for web development a little bit, and then, find myself in this field and then begin to explore it. It has been a great journey and something that I have learned quite a lot. And I'm so happy to really talk about it or to have this conversation with you guys today. So not taking much of your time, I will share my screen so that I will just push it a little bit, and then I know many of us are waiting with a lot of questions or things to ask. So I will try to share my screen now, and we can. Uh, I don't know. You can see my screen? Is it visible?
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay. All right. So actually, I'm just gonna go a little bit of what it's more like Obon. Actually, he has already opened the entire thing and talk about this artificial intelligence or what it is. But I will just add on to that, by giving a brief of illustration of when we talk about artificial intelligence. So a lot of people, we get so much confused, and many of us, we don't really understand clearly what this AI is all about. How does it function? What exactly is artificial intelligence? So, but I just want to use this diagram to show a little bit of what it looks like. So if you see, you can see the AI, which is that artificial intelligence in the middle. So you can see what we have over there, like the deep learning and the machine learning. So AI is simply a human intelligence, in machine that can be able to think, learn, and make decisions. But AI happens to be more like an umbrella that is kind of like housing the deep learning, which you can see on the left side, and then the machine learning on the right side. But deep learning and machine learning, they cannot do anything on their own if they don't have data. So this is why today, in every business, what we do, we are here today talking about how to enable sales growth, okay? How we enable sales growth with AI. And the truth about the whole thing is that it's completely very important for us to understand that in as much as you are talking about sales, in as much as you're talking about how AI is going to enable your business, how exactly, did it come to play? So this is exactly what it is. So with the deep learning, you can be able to use it, all right, is a subset, of the machine learning, and the machine learning is a subset of AI that allow the computer to, recognize the patterns. So we're going to take a look at a little bit of some of the AI tools in sales, and so that you don't be surprised on how they function. This is exactly, the origin. So with data, on the deep learning side, this is where it can be able to mimic human brains, just like the way you have your five senses, like your ears, your nose, like you can smell something. This is how AI is being trained. So they can sense the environment, okay, and take actions and then give you an output. This is more like what you see like in the when you talk about like the GPTs and all that. So the information you're feeding into any of these large language models or deep learning, they will be able to give you an output based on the data that are being used to train them. That is what it is. So this is not a class today. I'm just going to go a little bit faster. Then on the other side is Ubom also talked about prompt engineering. For everyone who is on this call today, I can tell you for free that this is where you need to start this journey. Because honestly, for any kind of activity or whatever processes that you want to automate today with artificial intelligence, if you don't know how to prompt the GPT, okay, you will not be able to get a better result. So GPT, prompt engineering is more like how you'll be able to craft an instruction, how you'll be able to give the AI role to play, how you'll be able to give it an information or something that you wanted. So this is why if you understand the kind of information or the pattern, or the structure on how you can be able to craft, your text, it will be able to give you exactly, a better result. So it's important for us to be able to go in. Is free, even if like ChatGPT, they have the free version. We have so many AI language models now. The Claude, we have Claude there. Gemini is there from Google. We have DeepSeek. He also mentioned about DeepSeek is completely free. So you can start using this and a whole bunch of YouTube videos that can train you for free. You don't need to pay anything to be able to learn prompt engineering, to be able to learn even an aspect of, AI and how it functions. So this is very important, and I need to keep this in mind. All right. So another thing we need to take a look at here is when you talk about AI, all right. So today we are talking about how, sorry, I think I'm flipping. Yeah. So today we're talking about how we can be able to enable AI, well, in sales. How can we be able to use AI to be able to enable sales growth and stuff like that? One thing I want to mention here is that you don't just start using AI. So you need to be able to define a strategy. One of the things about artificial intelligence, even you want to plunge it or whenever you want to, use it for your business, you need to have an objective. You need to find out exactly what aspects, of your business, of your process, do you want to use the AI for? So because you don't just pick up an AI agent, and then start using it to, run your business without understanding clearly, what you want it to do for you. All right. So you need to understand, like we're talking about sales today, you need to begin to look at, is not everything in sales for your business that you're going to, is going to be all about AI, to automate it. Don't know. That's not true. But you need to find there should be some key dependent area of your business in sales that you really want to automate. It could be some repetitive task. It could be some areas about maybe cold calling. Like today we have AI code calling that can give you 1,000 calls, in within 24 hours or more than 24 hours, which an average, salesperson might not be able to attempt, even if he has to. So this is very important. So you need to set your goals. What exactly is your goals, in using AI, for your sales process or whatever you want to do it. And because of that, with that, have in mind, you'll be able to choose the right AI tools. There are millions, I can say thousands of AI tools out there, that can automate different processes and all that. But you need to understand clearly which one do you want, and then which one will be able to, interface with your processes. Now you can look at the tools. I'm not going to go through it. I will share this slide to Mr. Gwenga for anyone who maybe who might need it, so you can take a look at all of these things and then see. So we have so many of the tools that can help you to be able to analyze or drive your sales strategy. The HubSpot is there, the Salesforce and all these things. These are AI tools, or applications that you can use to be able to, run your sales strategy. So because of time, like I said, it's not a class. So we'll just be going flip by flip. Now, you have, when we talk about sales engagement, okay? Now, when you talk about sales engagement, this is very important, so because for every business, sales, is the heart of everything. So probably maybe your objective is that you want to enhance, prospect management, you want to deliver personalized experiences, all right? So one of them could be like you can use AI-powered outreach. I mean, this is really, I am using it, so I have an AI agent, that respond to my emails and for free. I mean, when I say for free is that, I mean, I am free from that particular task. So at a point when it is required based on the command or based on the instruction from the AI tools and all that. So it can drop me an email with the phone number of this person, and then I can pick up and call the person. If at a point, sometimes it sends the email, close the email and make the responses. And then when I go to the backend, I'm going to see all the whole conversation exactly the same way, how I set it. This is where we are today, ladies and gentlemen. So it could be that you are looking for, conversational AI, that can help me to do your sales calls. We have a couple of applications like we call like VAPI. You can do AI voice agents, where the AI can call each and every prospect. I think even some of these things now, someone contacted me from Nigeria, who is into real estate, and this is really what they want to implement in their business, So they're going to have a website, so where you send in your information on a form, put in your phone numbers and all of that. Within minutes, the AI is calling you to be able to understand what kind of, property you want to purchase and stuff like that. So it's really very important for us to understand that this is where the world is going, and very important for us to know that we really need to enhance our, expertise on this. So you can use AI also in sales for forecasting, all right? So it can give you like you looking at like predictive analytics, okay? For those who all of you are in sales, the pipeline, risk assessment, and then your predictive analytics, your real-time analytics, all of this, the tools are there. You can see them. We have this clearly. I've tested a couple of them. One of them is like the Salesforce Instant Analytics, from Salesforce. I mean, super good, super cute, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you will love AI using any of these tools, in automating your sales processes. I'm just trying to flow through our time so that we can have room for for questions. You can use AI for your sales coaching and training. Okay, so AI call analytics. You have the real-time sales coaching, performance benchmarking is everywhere. What I'm telling you here is that I was listening to Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft. He made one touchy statement about Africa. He said that AI alone can bring in 1.5 trillion US dollars into the African market just only by 10% of its adoption. I mean, it was really so crazy for me when I was listening to this. I was like asking myself, what exactly is really this? And one thing that is for sure is that the adoption of AI starts with you and I. It starts with individuals. It starts with those, who will definitely embrace it today. It's very important for us to remember that these tools, like Obongofon, they are not going to take your jobs. They're not taking your jobs. One thing that is for sure is that AI is going to enhance, but not to take away. This is very true. And we have to really understand that. So because I can tell you a little bit of a story that many of us, when the ATM, when ATM was invented, I read that story. I mean, it was mind blowing. When ATM was invented, a whole bunch of tellers, in fact, they went to the streets to demonstrate, to say, oh, the banks are taking away our jobs as tellers. Now they are bringing machines, to be able to do the teller jobs and stuff like that. But what happened today? Like we say, fast forward today, what happened? So we can see that the ATM machines are there. We still have tellers in the banking halls. But what happened was that the banks can now be able to, have much cash flow to be able to open more branches and then be able to reach more communities or more areas, and be able to expand their branches. So this is really the kind of story I want to let you understand that for many of us who are really very skeptical about this artificial intelligence is really just one of it. Because today somebody's going to say, I'm a sales rep. I'm a sales representative. What is going to happen tomorrow? If all of these AI agents, but believe me, more jobs are going to be created. Even when AI is taken, more is going to be created. That's what I want to tell you. Then we go to the last one. You have the customer retention and upselling. So you can ask, well, do this, So these are all, you can be able to use AI to read customer, predict the churn rate and drive upsell. It's completely with AI. You can achieve all of these things. Then we have revenue with AI power sales agents. Obon, he made mention of all of these things. And believe me, this is where we are today. He talked about the chat GPT. For many of us, I want to say this because this is more like I think about the last slide before we start some questions. I don't want to take much time, is that if we didn't learn anything, because in my profession in occupational health and safety, so when an incident happened, and then we said after doing the incident investigation, so we are going to say there is root cause, what happened, how did the incident happen, what led to that accident, and then later on we'll be able to write a couple of reports and said these are the lessons learned from that incident. So I'm trying to use this to explain this today for everyone who is on this call today, that if we didn't learn anything from COVID-19, if we didn't learn anything, regarding the time when Bitcoin came, it was that same mindset about being skeptical, that today we can see what happened when COVID-19 came, and then we were not even ready. Nobody was ready. And then we were like, oh, it happened in China, it happened there and all of that until when it becomes a lockdown. So the same thing, about, the Bitcoin we'll talk about today, it was when it was even like about $50 or $10 or whatever, stuff like that. Many of us were very skeptical about it. But today, I'm sure, many of us cannot even attempt to buy even one Bitcoin. So the thing here is we really need to be able to put up our mind, be an early adopter, because I can tell you for free that we are talking about Africa, we're talking about Nigeria here. Africa has become is the one of the youngest generation, at the moment. And believe me, we talk about the Gen Zs and all that. So this is where the world is going. The workforce in Asia, the workforce in America, we are having a serious aging workforce at the moment. And with the influx of AI, now, in Asia, you have aging workforce within the age bracket of 60 years. So what are they going to do? So for those who are going to drive the global economy using AI, it was in Africa. Within African continent, I can tell you from analysis of statistics has said that Africa alone, 60% of African population, 60% of African population, that 60% of them, are under 30 years age old. So those who are 30 years under, so what does that tell you? These are those who are going to be at the forefront of this technology. So I need you to really open your mind, open your understanding, and take head on, even if it's 1 day or 2 day or 3 days or stuff like that. Start learning a process. Go online. The videos are there. They are free of charge. Start learning something and start building yourself. Because you know what? Where the world is going today, nobody need to travel out of Nigeria. Nobody need to travel out of Africa in the next decade to come. I guarantee you, because with AI agents and all of that, I can sit at the comfort of my home and be working for a company in the US and be working for a company in Dubai. So, but how am I going to do that if I don't have these tools, if I don't know how to use these tools? Like Ubon said here, he said that those who knows how to use AI are the one that they should be afraid of. So and beside, I actually, Mr. I wrote a book which I will share with you guys later on with Mr. Benga and all that. I wrote a book about this. AI will not take your jobs, but these are the things you need to do to be able to stay relevant. So it's very important. I've been able to digest that in my book and to make you understand that the future is bright for many of us, for all of us, and those who are ready to embrace it. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and yeah, Mr. Gwenga, thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. This is awesome. I don't know, but you still have a few minutes, and you were just whizzing through the slides. Oh
I,
my, oh my. I would have loved you to stay a little bit more. I was going to, but I said, let me allow your flow. But I'm sure people, the audience here, will be happy to look at what, to see what you have done. And then I'm sure some of them are taking notes, right? So,
Yeah.
so do we go to the question and answer point now? Although I have some questions here that were previously sent in by people that
Okay.
registered.
Okay.
Yes. So, so do we have people who want to live here now, or I can just start with the ones that I have?
Hi, Benga. Why not start with the questions you have? The other questions you can.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So I'm trying to scan through the questions because some of them are like things that have been answered. But there's one that seems to. So he said, "How do I get?" Someone say, "How do I get customers to pay the price?" No. That's not the one I wanted to see. So, He said, "How can AI assist in sales? Since it's a one-on-one interaction and strategy, might change during course of interaction with customers." I think what this person is trying to say is that, maybe the sales that they do is one-on-one. So I am having a conversation with this person right on the spot. So how can I use AI? I think that's what the person is trying to ask. How can I use AI on the spur of the moment when I'm already in the conversation with a customer?
Okay. Do I take that?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
The thing is, one thing about technology and then with AI at the moment is that having conversation, all right, one-on-one with somebody, with anyone in sales, we are trying to talk about proximity. We're trying to talk about, for this one-on-one. Now, let me use Nigeria Lagos as a case study. Now, you need to travel, for example, from mainland to Victoria Island to go talk to someone, about sales. All right, you guys will have a one-on-one conversation and all that. And now, are you going to look at how many number of clients or prospects are you going to, complete in one day? Now, I can pull up a report for you that we have seen this thing happen in the US. We have seen this happening even in the UAE where I live, that a single sales agent AI were able to do 1,600 prospects in one day, and then be able to, out of 1,600 prospects in one day, and were able to close 320, of those deals. That's in real estate. So what I'm saying in essence is that we need to understand about its aspect of enhancement. And one thing that is for sure about using AI, to be able to automate sales process has to do with, how many customers, are you able to reach? How are you able to meet up with the timeline and then be able to even concentrate? Because now, one of the things that AI is doing now is that businesses are beginning to concentrate on some core areas. So cold calling is now beginning to, they're taking it and handing it over to, to sales, to agents. Like Obon mentioned, that's the agentic AI we talk about now. So they are doing all of those jobs. But one thing that is for sure is that the right data, the right or the well-trained AI agent, can do more than wonders for you. So having those one-on-one calls, I was showing you a slide here about the slide, which I was showing you about the deep learning and machine learning. So this is more like mimicking human brain. So it's all about the human understanding and how you also communicate with the customer in real person. And that is exactly how you train the AI. So with that, you will be able to concentrate on closing the sales, but most of the sales or the cold calling, you can actually, hand it over to AI.
Okay. Thank you so much. Obong, you want to add something, or I have just a few lines to add to that? Do you want to? Okay. So thank you so much, Mr. Isaac, for that very interesting response. Now, the other thing I want to say about selling is that as a salesman, you don't get to a customer before you start selling. Okay? There are things that you need to prepare. You need to prepare before you get to that customer. And those are the things that AI can also assist you with. Okay, so now we say that you are selling a particular product, right? Have you asked AI based on the data that you have? What are the reasons the customers that have bought in the past? What are the reasons why they buy? The consumers in the market, if they are consumers, what are the hype? What are their sentiments about this product? Because selling is emotional. So somebody wants to buy from you. That person hearing what he wants to hear? So you don't get to that place to start thinking, what am I going to say? It's part of your
Absolutely.
preparation. There is a preparation aspect of selling, and that's what we are talking about. So you can engage AI to get you to prepare, to be ready. Are we together?
Absolutely.
Then part of the thing that we was also talking about in the slide is lead qualification. So when you are talking to somebody, you are also talking to somebody that you are almost sure is going to buy, because AI has helped you in the process of scoring those leads to know the right person or the right
Exactly.
things to say, when you want to sell to the person. Okay. All
True.
right. Yes, thank you. Okay. Obioma, can you just go ahead while I look for the next question to
All right.
yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Benga. I
Yes.
think the first question was something related to what I wanted to ask. And we've also gone for that to explain how we can, aside the one-on-one interaction in sales, because I am a salesperson,
Yes.
aside the one-on-one interaction in sales, how we can also use AI for preparation. So in addition to that question, or to fattening or buttress the question a bit more, so Mr. Isaac, and I would really
Okay.
want to know, since it seemed like you had experience with AI in sales. In Nigeria here, we're still very big on informal markets, sales environment,
Yeah.
informal sales environment. And I don't know if there's any tool you've used that you can recommend for someone that deals in informal market setting. Most of the FMCGs and the likes are dealing in informal setting.
Well, I think I kind of highlighted a bit of them on the slide, and to be frank, honestly, because that was why when I started my presentation, I was talking about that AI is not something that you just plunge into and start using. So you need to really, be very objective about it.
Yeah.
So your level of objectivity will be a function of, the use cases, because uh, you need to also look at the environment, right? And then be able to, iterate it, step by step. If you ask me, that is the reason, that is why prompt engineering, like I said, so I always don't want to talk about put that engineering, because I think kind of it scare people away, to say, oh, this is engineering. So, and then they don't want to talk about it. So GPTs or large language models, believe me, that is definitely going to be your go-to. Trust me, to be able to do this, because now for you as a person, you know exactly your environment, you know exactly what you want to do. I mean, your sales strategies, or whatever you are looking at, and these are the things that you can personalize, with a large language models. I have been able to build like about 2 custom GPTs on ChatGPT. One of them, I mean, is about, because based on my industry. So we are using it to do incident analysis. So because sometimes we see that 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, you have to, sit on one incident and be gathering report and then thinking through it and all of that. All we do now is, I can tell you just within 10 minutes, we just narrate the incident, copy and paste it in the custom GPT. I can show you here, and straight on, it will analyze the incident, because we have already built, the entire prompt behind the custom GPT to be able to do all of these things. So to answer your question, is a function of you understanding how to use prompt engineering and then be able to build your own custom GPT. You don't even need much. So by the time maybe you are beginning to look at scaling, at a higher context or stuff like that, you can begin to look at maybe more of, the premium models. But believe me, these free large language models is your go-to at the moment.
Awesome. Thank you. Does that help?
Yes. It helped. Yeah.
Yes. So I think during his presentation, he spoke a lot about that, the prompt engineering. I think that's where all of us should start from. you know, because I know that the challenge with, a challenge with a lot of people is, how do I even start? But the truth is that, you know, that I also tell people is that if you are not using AI is being used on you. So you can't avoid it. So you can say, I'm not using AI, but AI is being used on you on a daily basis. I mean, you go to an Amazon website, you browse for something, the next thing you are seeing things, you know, following you, because they know that the people that bought what you bought also bought, you know, similar things like this, you know. So I mean, someone was telling me of a story, an Irish guy that we had a project some years ago. He said that he doesn't buy things online. But at one time, that I bought something from Amazon. You know, it was Christmas period, Christmas on the 24th. That I bought series of, you know, things and stuff like that, and it was delivered to his house. So Amazon didn't bother him because they know that this guy, we saw him only once. He did Christmas shopping. The next Christmas, Amazon sent him an email. These were the items that you bought last year. Okay, we felt you might need them, and these are other items that are similar to this. This is AI. Nobody, no human being is sitting down to look for this guy's image. So you can imagine how many, the millions of people that Amazon is serving, right? So these are the things that we're talking about. In our base, I know Nigeria, we have a very unstructured market. So you go to an Okearin, for example, if you're a salesman, or you go to Udumota, you know, drugs market or something, and you're asking yourself, how does AI help me in this place? Now, I also love what, you know, Mr. Ochulor said at the beginning. Now, if we are going to be honest with ourselves, we are not going to automate everything that we are doing with AI. We are going to be very objective to look at it. What are the things, you know, what are the areas where we have challenges and we think that technology can help us? You know, so and then from there we can begin to explore and do what we need to do. Okay, so yes, please, you want to say something?
Yeah, even Mr. Gwenga, even in addition to that, with what we are seeing even at the moment, Nigeria even is becoming a very, you know, AI kind of landscape at the moment. Because I was even a couple of days back, I was, you know, watching this guy. There is this guy who developed an open source large language model. He called it Yan GPT. So now, in fact, we spoke about him in a couple of our team meetings that we want to see, you know, how we can be able to use his open AI source and be able to build AI agents that can speak Yoruba, Igbo, English, and Hausa. I mean, and Hausa and Yoruba. For real. You see.
Amazing.
So yeah, you know. So this is where the world is going, and this is where in Nigeria we're already been seeing ourselves on the map. And I mean, I think this meeting is more like kind of a wake-up call for all of us. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much. Any other question? Anyone with question?
Okay, sir. While we are waiting for any other question,
yes,
I just want to contribute to Obioma's question on he talked about informal setting, right? How to use AI. Because myself and my team, we are already doing that. We are already doing that and we have a team of AI guys in different parts of West Africa, some guys from Ghana and Nigeria here, and then we are localizing it. And we understand our environments. So it still boils down to prompt engineering, but prompt engineering is not just allowing AI to do everything. It's you giving AI what to work with. So localizing it or in an informal setting, maybe in a rural market in Onitsha or somewhere, you understudy the markets. By the way, I have a platform I built called AI Lab. Maybe I can show the link later. When you click there, we have what we call a prompt bank on how you ought to generate prompts for some specific use cases and in business development and sales like this. So when you study your environment and say, okay, here we have, we sell vegetables, we sell yam, we sell this, you put all those data into the AI. You are not allowing AI to do the work. You are bringing your experience because you are the one on ground that understands your market and understand your setting. And then AI is going to give you a feedback. So it's a giggle principle, garbage in, garbage out. based on what you input into the AI, is going to give you a feedback that suits your market, your setting. So that is what can address that issue of informal setting. And I also want to add there's an argument which is very reasonable going on that says AI is going to deplete human memory. Everybody are using AI, students, career persons, professionals, and all of that. I have an argument to that. That is true. If you use AI superficially, if you go to ChatGPT and say, hello, help me to do my assignment on engineering and this and that. But there's a better way that you can engage the AI as a career person, as a student, to even boost your memory capacity. So I'm part of a publication called the Encyclopedia of Modern Artificial Intelligence, where I'm contributing a chapter with the IGI Global. And in my chapter, I present a two-way strategy on how you can use AI to even boost your memory, not depleting it as a student and as a career person. So that will help in whatever setting you are, a local setting, informal setting, when you understand.
Oh, I can't hear him. I hope, can anyone hear him? I hope it's not from my hand.
Okay, Mr. Wenga, are you there? I
I'm back
think
now,
you
yes. I don't know, my
kind of
internet
missed
is
you.
playing a fast on me. Can you hear me now? Hello?
I don't think his
I'm
his
here.
network
Can
is
you
too
hear me?
sketchy.
Hello? Hello? Oh my. Hello, can anyone hear me?
Proper clear definition of what you want to do to be able to use artificial intelligence. Like what he said, I had also this argument, with a couple of people, I think was on LinkedIn. So somebody he made a post and was talking about this, and then he said that AI is taking away our creativity. So because why? See, you need to be creative. Even like we talk about this prompt engineering, you need to be creative. Prompt engineering is not just going to GPT and then say,
Huh?
uh,
Well,
create a role
where
for
is your auntie?
all right. So it doesn't work that way. You must be an intelligent person to be able to use AI tools or even the GPT prompt to be able to deliver results. So in that case, I can tell you, I am completely, in fact, I think I'm more smarter now, using AI or using even the GPT because, one of the things I have benefited from using even the GPT or this large language model is that sometimes some of the things I'm prompting there, some of the information I'm trying to get out of there, I don't even know about them. So I learn even more. So this is why for every link of my GPTs and whatever I have been able to prompt, on that, I save them and go back there, to even learn more. So this is very important. So I want to dismiss the fact that AI is taking your creativity or you're going to, so it depends on how you're using it and what exactly is your objective.
Awesome.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can
Okay,
hear
welcome
you.
back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Internet is playing a fast one on me. Okay, so I have this question, that I also want to ask. Now, so we all understand that, AI is using the data that we present. Now, what if our data that we present, in quotes, is wrong? So AI is also going to give up because that's AI bias, right? That's when you talk about AI
Please.
bias. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very simple. So this is where that aspect of AI ethics, AI safety, and AI governance, come into play. So I talk about this a lot in a couple of, keynote speaking engagement where I talk about that for every artificial intelligence, from the concept. So because when you're building an AI, it starts from data. So it's more like I can build an AI, database or an AI agent about Ladipo markets. So all I need is to fetch a whole bunch of information about Ladipo market, the spare parts that are being sold there, and a whole bunch of that. And then, but whatever information that is wrong about Ladipo that I feed into the data or into the model and all of that, that is what is going to give out the moment somebody asks questions related to, that party or prompt anything related to that aspect. So this is the reason why, so I am completely an advocate of whenever you're building any model, even whatever AI that you want to use, even in your business, you need to really understand, how it was being, what exactly go. There are white papers about every AI model. So it's very open now. All right. So it's a very strong constitution that you need to really understand that however you build it is whatever information is going to give you. So that is why the ethical principle of AI, that governance aspect is very important. Don't just use it because somebody says AI. There are many of them that we have seen today that AI is completely biased. I made mention of it the last time. One of our Nigerian own, I said it in one of the meetings. It happened, because the model, that was a facial recognition that was used, to train the model. So different white females were used to train the model, right? With less black females. So when this lady present herself before that facial technology, it doesn't dictate even her. It doesn't even recognize her until Olaomi was able to wear a white mask. Just so you can understand, where this whole thing is. So that is why it's not just about AI is good, AI is also bad. So, but the bad aspect of it is there should be a proper human-centered principles and better governance, around the training. So whoever that is training it, who is governing, who is having an oversight about how it's being trained. This is where we can be able to get a safe and, better AI. That is, the key. It's very important.
Thank you
It's all
so
about data.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. We plan to do this for 1 hour, but I guess we are some minutes above an hour. I know it's a difficult one, but I know the idea is also to stimulate, our interest, to also tell people that it is not too far from you. I think if we're able to achieve, if 5 people out of this, audience of about 40, if 5 people after this training can go ahead and do something, don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's not something that is too far away from us. I used the statement the other time that if you are not using it, somebody else is using it on you. So you are the
Absolutely.
one losing. If you are not using it on other people to do your business, you are the one losing because they are already using it on you, right? AI is already gathering, people are already gathering data about you and they are using it. Okay. Now, the last question that I'm going to pick from here that seems not to have been answered. So this guy says, and I think you have referred to this. So the guy works in a fintech company, and is asking, how do I use this? What's the significance of AI in influencing growth in a fintech company? So I think you talked about this because I think it was Obong that was talking about data privacy. So for example, if you're in an organization that give loans to people, you don't want to use the data of people that have collected loans and throw it out, because there is data privacy and all of those things. So let me just allow you to attend to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think is very key. In fact, recently I had a bit of a conversation with a particular is a new kind of startup company in the US. They are called Data Visor. This is exactly what they are doing. Data Visor is more like a fintech company, so they have what we call the vertical, AI agent. Vertical AI agent is more like artificial intelligence that are completely built, for specific industries, like for finance, for healthcare, and all that. So is quite very key, in terms of fintechs, because right now, in as much as we are seeing the influx and the explosion of technology as a result of artificial intelligence, so aspect of privacy is also, very key, right? So, and that is the reason why that whatever business which we are doing, so we don't rely on what your privacy policy says now. So, but we want to rely on the governance aspect of, the AI that you're using, to run that corporation. So, and that is where today the international standard organization have set up, a platform or been able to set up what we call a certification, framework, whereby every organization, should be, certified on AI principles, so that we will be able to. I've seen a lot of data breaches, Mr. Gwenga. You saw the one that happened with Facebook. I mean, it was a serious scandal, So there are many of them. So privacy is very important in the era of AI, So, and I can tell you, a lot of also AI models are also being built, like this data visor, for example, so they detect frauds. So it's all about machine learning pattern to be able to understand, human behaviors and the history of their activities, to be able to understand clearly how all of these things can be curbed. So privacy is key, and at the same time, I don't think we we can't really the way fraud has been happening for years, but at the same time, it's very important. Where this whole thing is going, or the only thing that is going to curb it, is to be able to have a proper human-centered principle around AI with its governance, safety, and ethics. That is where it is, because this technology, or this is not slowing down. That is the truth. It's not slowing down. Even a bunch of people, or some we ask them, we say, we don't even know where it is going. You can hear Obon was talking about agentic AI. Now you're talking about agentic AI. We have one AI agent. Now the agentic is more like, it can do the entire human activities. So it will make its own decision, take its own, make its own analysis and everything, like in sales, and close, and still, send the payment to your account and all that. So this is where the where it's going. So, but everything have to be on on ethics and safety.
Thank you so much. Caution is important in using AI.
Yeah.
I think that's the summary of what
Yeah.
you have said. So it's been a wonderful afternoon. Obong, do you have anything in closing? Or do we have anyone just before that? Do we have anyone that would like to ask a question? Any question? Right. Okay, so Obong, please, I would like you to close just 1 minute or two, if there's, anything you want to add. And for Mr. Isaac, let me just add that. So when is your time to close? I would like you to tell us, during your last webinar that you organized that I attended, I don't know if it was the last, but one of your webinars that that I attended, you spoke about using AI to arrange leave days, is it leave or off days for about 500 drivers in your organization. That can be 2 months job for someone that wants to do it, manually. So you're
Exactly.
going to talk about that, as you're closing. So Obong, please, can you just come on? Just 2 minutes, just wrap this up for us. And if there are action points that you want people to
sir.
take,
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I left where I was sitting. I'm on the road now, trying to get to another place. So what I want to do is to just put the link to my platform. I've put the ai.ilabs.world. That is just a very free open source platform where you go and learn about different AI tools, prompting. I just put that up a few weeks ago. It's free, it doesn't require any sign up, just to help people learn more about AI. Another thing I want to do is to put my LinkedIn URL in case you want to connect on LinkedIn. We can connect and continue to explore more. I always post about 2 times a week and then bring a lot of opportunities on board. So it's a wall of opportunities. So as we come into this call, we connect with one another. It was on LinkedIn that I connected with Mr. Johnson. That is why I'm here.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
so continue to connect. Yes. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Obong. Yes, Mr. Ochulor.
Yeah. Okay. So, Mr. Gwe, you were talking about that particular aspect. So this is why, to be frank, when I talk about this prompt engineering, or prompting is quite very key, So, and there is nobody who uses prompt engineering or who prompts the language model and be able to generate intelligent result that is not an intelligent person. So that is what I can say. And it's a techniques that you need to learn, So that incident, it was, I mean, it's a complete reverse. I just opened they gave us, that was a task, for us to be able to plan our drivers and a couple of our, crew at the rig site, for 1 year, of their leave. You can imagine I told about I mean, how are we going to do that? Over 100, 200, 300 people. And they said that they needed that day. So my team, we are looking at me, we are looking at each other. So I told the client, I said, yes, we will do it. So later on, when we got off the call, they looked at me like, Mr. Isaac, are you crazy? What do you mean? How are we going to, plan all? So I said, don't worry. So we went to the GPT, and exactly just the right prompt, right? Type the entire thing, is a role that you give the GPT to be able to automate these and then create the entire. I mean, see, it was a mind-blowing section. So we did this like within 15 minutes, and the whole timeline was just 30 minutes. And then we were able to achieve that. And it was able to deliver it in an Excel, Excel format, so, and the spreadsheet. We downloaded it and then sent it to the client. And that was it. So it's really a very powerful, powerful tool for everyone, to basically use. And I can guarantee you that that is the best place and the best way to start. So if in the future, we are also planning to have a couple of trainings, so I will come through you, Mr. Gbenga, because you are the boss, so for whoever, we can also support your team, in training them in the area of how to use prompt engineering, how can they be able to achieve results with it, and other aspects of artificial intelligence tools, which can be able to enhance, their business and their profession.
That would be awesome. That's a very grand way to end this
Yeah.
conversation today.
Yeah.
Because I hope we have not left more people some people more confused, about
Sure.
the whole of this. Because sometimes, a lot of information can be a bit rattling or somewhat. But the idea is that we want you not to be left behind. Okay,
Absolutely.
nobody should be left behind because nobody is going to slow down, right? AI is not going to slow down. People are using it on you. You too, you have a right to use it for your
Absolutely.
own business too. Okay, so
That's true.
thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your afternoon with us. I believe this has been a very interesting one. For those of you that would like to have the video or the recording of this session, please get in touch with us. We'll share it, and then of course we believe that this will be the beginning of a great journey for you. For us, I mean, this is free, right? But we want you to be able to make reference to it to say, oh, one day I attended a webinar and then I was prompted.
Absolutely.
I was prompted to start using prompt engineering.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's the truth. Somebody asked a
Yes.
question about DeepSeek AI. Can it create files in Excel format? DeepSeek is not on that level at the moment. So I think you can only use ChatGPT and Claude, can actually, automate this process. So, but DeepSeek, I don't think DeepSeek has an aspect of, creating files at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you so much. And in closing from our end, okay, the person has responded. In closing from our end, now this is just like I said, Mr. Ochulor, ended, in a grand way. Like you all know, we are Authors Bridge. We train, we organize trainings, and then of course we deploy technology for organizations. So for some of you guys that are already our clients or that are using our application, just be on the lookout, right? We are going to
Absolutely.
use AI. I mean, we're already thinking about, for example, customer support, because we have some of these guys that we're trying to attend to. So we have a bundle of knowledge in our WhatsApp chats, that we can also plug into AI. So things that we have resolved in the past that are in our, archive of, WhatsApp groups can be used to respond to people. Now, we are not saying that we don't want to talk to you again, but we want something that is quick. So as your sales rep is clicking, making a request, somebody is responding immediately. Then if he's not satisfied, then we will also know at what point that human beings will have to intervene. So these are the things that we believe. Yes, these are things that we believe. And just like I said, I mean, the ones that I told you I was using, there was one day I was so swamped up, I was doing a lot of things, and the friend just told me, please, can you give me a draft of a letter? I need to, and I am at the point now, I want to print this letter. I said, what will I do now? I can't tell this guy. I just went into my Microsoft Word. I used my AI. Before you know what is happening, I said, can you give me a letter of da. 10 seconds. This letter was ready. And I'm sure this guy doesn't know about AI. So I sent it to this guy. This guy was over the moon. Fantastic. Awesome. This and that. So you can imagine me leaving what I'm doing to start typing, letters and all of that, to someone. And then another instance was a proposal that someone said, I mean, we sent a proposal. The guy said, no, I need you to give me a proposal in this format. It's okay. Just like you said. So it's intelligent, your intelligence is also, put to test. So I asked, exactly, can you give me a proposal, 400 words, not 2 pages that will, answer this couple of questions? The kind of response that I got, there's no way in my wildest imagination that I'll be able to provide those kind of responses within the shortest time. That's what we are talking about. Okay. And then there, and I was able to, so these are the things that are in front of us. Okay. We are saying that how do we enhance ourselves? How do we enable sales? So just look at those things that you are struggling with, those activities that are repetitive, those activities that you think are not allowing you to sit in front of the customer, because that's the job. That's the one that we think that AI is not going to take away. The customer wants to talk to you. They want to relate with you. But there are those other jobs that are not of high value that the machine can do for you with better precision. So those are the ones that you can quickly hand over, outsource them to your AI, and then let them begin to do it for you, and then you can concentrate more. And then, of course, you can also take learnings, so you become a professional. You're not just someone who is going out and then just going to have any random conversation, but you are having a professional conversation that is going to increase your sales and better the lot of your organization. Right.
Sure.
We have taken extra 30 minutes. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying through to this time.
Thank you, everyone.
We have all learned one thing or the other. Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Ochulor, Dr.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Gwenga.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. And I'll also have to run for another meeting now.
Yes.
And I hope, please, let us keep this meeting. I would love to always be part of it. I'm so happy, and I thank everyone for attending.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you ready to elevate your sales career to the next level? Are you a salesman aspiring to grow into sales leadership positions? Or are you a sales manager having some challenges getting the best from your team? This is for you.
Welcome. My name is Benga Johnson. I am the lead faculty at the Authors Bridge Sales Academy. I am excited to introduce you the Manager's Sales Program, your gateway to mastering the art of sales and leadership. Now, why choose our Manager Sales Program? 1, we have a well-curated course curriculum that caters to the critical needs of aspiring and practicing sales leaders. 2, we have experienced faculty who are industry leaders with many years of proven hands-on experience and training exposure. 3, we share real-world, contextual, practical, hands-on, and applicable knowledge that are ready to use for immediate impact. 4, you will experience career advancement that open doors to new opportunities and leadership roles. And also, you will acquire sales leadership and management capabilities to achieve excellent results, working with others. You're asking, what should you expect in this program? 1. Interactive training sessions where you engage in dynamic and immersive learning experiences. 2. The classroom sessions are delivered virtually on a weekly schedule. These specialized classes will help you to develop your leadership and management skills. 3. There are assignments, projects, and class presentations for each participant to help deepen learning. Don't miss this opportunity to invest in your future and become a sales leader. Enroll in the Manager Sales Program today and take the first step towards a brighter and more successful career. See you in class.
Join us by calling the number displayed on the screen or visit our website. The Manager Sales Program, where sales professionals become sales leaders. Are you ready to elevate your sales career to the next level? Are you a salesman aspiring to grow into sales leadership positions? Or are you a sales manager having some challenges getting the best from the team? This is for you.
Welcome. My name is Olugbenga Johnson. I am the lead faculty at the Obongofon Sales Academy. I am excited to introduce you the Manager's Sales Program, your gateway to mastering the art of sales and leadership. Now, why choose our Manager Sales Program? 1. We have a well-curated course curriculum that caters to the critical needs of aspiring and practicing sales leaders. 2. We have experienced faculty who are industry leaders with many years of proven hands-on experience and training exposure. 3. We share real-world, contextual, practical, hands-on, and applicable knowledge that are ready to use for immediate impact. 4. You will experience career advancement that open doors to new opportunities and leadership roles. And also, you will acquire sales leadership and management capabilities to achieve excellent results, working with others. You're asking, what should you expect in this program? 1. Interactive training sessions where you engage in dynamic and immersive learning experiences. 2. The classroom sessions are delivered virtually on a weekly schedule. These specialized classes will help you to develop your leadership and management skills. 3. There are assignments, projects, and class presentations for each participant to help deepen learning. Don't miss this opportunity to invest in your future and become a sales leader. Enroll in the Manager Sales Program today and take the first step towards a brighter and more successful career. See you in class.
Join us by calling the number displayed on the screen or visit our website. The Manager Sales Program, where sales professionals become sales leaders.